Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of my pseudo playthrough of Wizard101. I'm just going to double check to see how laggy this recording actually is, because since I've improved my audio functions, I've started getting actual game lag. So hopefully everything looks okay. Gonna run into the commons over here. I've scrapped so many recordings you have no idea. I've tried this video several times. I just basically, after doing quite a bit of research, found a way to capture the game audio. So hopefully this is going to be non-laggy and hopefully this recording will be good. Actually going to lower the game music a little bit just because it's a little loud in my ears. As we make our way over to Haunted Cave and Lord Nightshade, the final mob fighting area of the game, I'll basically tell you guys quickly what I did to get the background audio. So I'm using OBS with no adjunct softwares, and what I finally did is capture output audio, which essentially means I'm capturing audio that would otherwise be emitted or that is emitted by my devices themselves. In this case, my laptop that would regularly be playing the whiz music and the sound effects, and I have my earphones in so that even if I have noise suppression, when the music spikes, I don't want any static counter interference between my voice and the game music. But according to my recording right now, you guys should be able to hear the background music. I'm also trying not to speak too loud because I'm using a webcam as a microphone, so the audio capturing quality isn't superb, and this means that despite my best efforts, I still have a tiny bit of echoey reverb static in my voice when I speak, just because my mic isn't A1. So I guess that was the intro. I got stuck. I've gotten stuck every single time I've tried to record. Every single time I get distracted, and ironically it's in a very similar spot, so I guess this area is just difficult, quote unquote, to run around, but I guess that's why they have sidewalks and stuff. I talked about this in a previous version of the recording. One issue I do have with the game audio as a whole is how loud the music spikes when you begin a battle. I find it's generally inconsistent, at least in Arc 1, because or actually I guess beginning of Arc 2 as well, because I've had this issue, or I noticed it in Celestia especially, in the Science Center, where during the Celestia video a few videos back, I basically was going to comment or try to comment on the music in Celestia when I was giving my review of the world as a whole. But obviously I was having trouble and the audio didn't come through, the game audio. All I was going to say essentially is that the music in Science Center specifically, I found it nice, and then I got caught by mobs and then it immediately spiked and I was like, okay, well what the heck is going on? So, another point, a little update. This is the balance I've been questing alongside. Both the characters are level 11. I have super simple crown gear on them now, hat, robe, and boots, because I had packs that were left in my gift thing or whatever on both accounts. Get the characters a little stronger, less derpy. I transferred a pet over on my fire, just general stats, nothing crazy. A nice balance blade, 30%, or dragon blade that can help my balance as well if need be, although I usually lead my balance. And then I also transferred just the two-person mount that I don't use very often, so that, it's something fresh for my eyes to watch this little dino stubble around. Quick note before we get into the Nightshade fight or the Haunted Cave. At least in classic mode, this cave is really weirdly designed, guys. Obviously this is the mouth, and a lot of Wizard City has an off-purple sky, as you'll see later in Nightside if I make it. But obviously the cave, the top is weird. It clearly just looks like dusk. And then back here we have a forest. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, like a forest slash stalagmites, like stones rising from the ground. So at least in classic mode, this area is it's seemingly very glitchily designed. albeit maybe it's supposed to be part of the vibe, for it to be like a magical cave at the same time, shrouded in purple mists. Anyway, guys, the Nightshade fight, which I don't know if you guys want to wait 10 seconds. I think we can essentially just talk on our way back. But all this big lead up. But essentially, you talk to, I think her name's like Daisy Willowmancer. Shout out to Arthur Willow at the entrance. She gives you a pretty simple quest of, you may or may not have to defeat rotting fodders. I feel like you don't in this case, but you do have to liberate some students that are stuck in bubbles. I'm not going to get the wooden chest because I don't want to get caught again. And you defeat, I guess they're Ravenwood students that have been trapped by the undead or Lord Nightshade himself. So you free those people and go back to Daisy Willowmancer. She then sends you to explore the end of the map, the Storm Drain Tower, where the magic is basically being emitted from, I guess. So you go investigate. Turns out it's Lord Nightshade. You fight him, you defeat him, hopefully. Another side note, it's actually a rather difficult fight with no gear, by yourself, no pet, nothing. It's definitely one of the tougher fights in Wizard City in general, I would say. My next video will probably be Colossus Boulevard, because I've already quested that as well. And that's also relatively difficult, I feel like. If you're like a level 10 or level 9 or whenever you unlock it, by yourself with no gear, you might actually struggle a tiny bit. Especially if, for example, like on my fire, if they shield to you constantly if you're fighting several mobs at once, because unlike the rest of Wizard City, at least Colossus Boulevard, you do fight 2 mobs at once, so that's definitely a bit tougher if you're not used to it. It's an annoying little bat, so let's get out of here. But essentially, you go back to Daisy Willowmancer if you successfully defeat Nightshade. She tells you that you now want to locate the Death School and to defeat the field guards, the scarecrows, to collect information. And I think they don't exactly know where it is, but they may give you some clues that you report back to Merle Ambrose. Another thing I forgot to mention from a storyline point of view is the actual reasoning behind defeating Nightshade is essentially fighting Malistaire. I think you're low-key expecting to find Malistaire or something like that in Storm Drain Tower, I guess from a story point of view. Turns out he's actually not there. Oh, did I have... Okay, let's go see her. Oh yeah, I collected random mistwood, that's funny. So it's the beginning of the first crafting quest. Another side note, I do plan on completing most of the side quests in Wizard City and probably the following worlds, just because this is supposed to be kind of a full PvE walkthrough. Obviously, I'm not gonna, because of my limited CPU power, also because of you guys being bored, I'm not gonna record every single quest, at least not in this playthrough when my channel is this small. But I will talk about them, give my review, give my opinion, especially as a super PvP focused player. I think this is like a little interesting as going back on the game and playing it with all the newer PvE updates and seeing my experience and doing side quests that I haven't done in literally possibly a decade. So I didn't even end up getting to my point, but as we head to Nightside, I'll tell you. So anyway, Merle tells you to, I'll backtrack after, but Merle tells us that to use our gut because he also doesn't have that much to go off, and we end up figuring out / using the quest helper, if you didn't play back in the day, to find the ironic Nightside and Death School behind the Rainbow Bridge, right? So you head over here. Also, like, interesting mention, I believe, at least in the newer story, Lord Nightshade, I might have called him Nightside earlier, but Lord Nightshade does mention the Croconomicon, I believe. I think he had information on it, or he had it himself, or he had some sort of book that mentioned something, some sort of artifact. So he says that we're too late in a way, and Malistaire is already gone, or left him. He's not with Nightshade, obviously, anymore. But turns out that Malistaire is actually here in the Night School with Dworgen, and we basically just catch him before he disappears, calling Dworgen a fool. and I think calling us silly as well if he even acknowledges our presence. So I guess another plot point or following these storylines that I'm telling you about, I believe the reason basically all the havoc starts in Wizard City is that Malistaire is testing out his undead reviving powers, obviously aiming for the ultimate goal of reviving his wife, Sylvia Drake. Not sure what her maiden name is, it might be mentioned in the story. But you guys know the drill, that will obviously happen later in Dragonspire. I think that covers most of the plot points and the storyline. This is the end of the main questing in Wizard City, so we then have to go to Krokotopia, but like I said, I've completed Colossus Boulevard, so I'll make a video on that, probably individually, just to bang it out, and then maybe I'll do a video or two, maybe just one, or two, yeah, maybe, we'll see, on the side quests in general and the side activities that you can unlock early on in Wizard101. I might probably do Sunken City. I'm not sure what level you'd actually need to do it. Maybe I can go in already. But, yeah, that might be difficult. We'll see. I actually recently did it for, I believe, like a death spell or some sort of spell I never unlocked on another character. Maybe my life, actually, weirdly enough. Or there's like a chest near the end with Grub. Like the ghoul boss at the end, who's pretty cool. He's like a full-on zombie from a design point of view. But anyway, that's saved for another video. I also have to pee, so yeah. Anyway, if you want to support Wizard101 as a game, as a platform, bring some new players in and just keep questing the game so it doesn't shut down, I guess. Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. And have an amazing day. Take care, and I'll see you guys all soon.